Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So we have just arrived home from our holiday in Spain, and whilst we were there were some hacks that just really helped us out, especially having two kids. There are some hacks that I am dying to share with you, so if you'd like to see them then all you need to do is keep on watching. Okay, so hack number one, if you don't know this, I'm about to change your life. I absolutely love going to the beach and so does Fraser, but one thing we can't stand is trying to get the sand off your entire body. Now team that with one little chubby kiddie who's still in nappies, and we really needed a good solution to get the sand off us. Don't go anywhere near those little water taps, they just make it worse. Literally just get yourself some talcum powder, dry the skin off, and when your skin is dry, the sand just falls straight off. Don't need to worry about it chafing against your skin. It's just such a good handy hack, and talcum powder is something we always have anyway as mums, so that is a really handy one. Tip number two is to make a little safe baby pool for your kids at the beach. I just got this disposable changing mat from Poundland. So what I did is I got one of the sand buckets and I just dug out a little trench. I then lined it with the changing mat using the sand to pat it in. Then went to the water and filled up the buckets, and when the buckets were filled I just popped them into the little pool. And this way Charlie had a chance to splash around and I didn't need to worry about him getting swept away by the waves. It was just such a better way for him to play in the water, and as you can see he really enjoyed just patting his feet around and playing with some of his toys. Another great beach hack and play area for your kids is to get a bottom sheet, a fitted sheet from your bedding set and take it with you. I actually bought one in a local shop when we were over there and it was only $3.99. It's such a great way to have a sand free zone at the beach, so you can eat your picnic, stick your baby in there and keep them sand free. All you have to do is just take the sheet out, turn it the wrong way around and put all of your bags and essentials in the corners to weight them down, and this way it will create a little barrier around them like a little wall. We also used this at our villa for a play area for the kids, and they popped all their toys inside, and that way they didn't have to worry about sitting on the grass. They could just sit in their little play area and it was like a little den for them. After a long hot day, sometimes it's actually just a nice treat to do this, or if you're actually burnt, putting your AFTERSUN in the fridge is such a good way to cool down. We used to do this all the time as kids. Sometimes it's too cold, but when you're burnt it is such a nice cooling effect to have out the fridge, especially if you've burnt your shoulders or your nose like I did. It's just a nice way to apply your cream afterwards so that it's nice and cool and it doesn't nip when it goes on. Hack number 5 is to keep your juice boxes in the freezer before you go out. So we used to stick the kids' juice boxes in the freezer, and then as we went out they would then melt in the sun, and by lunchtime they were the perfect temperature for them to drink. So this is a really good hack, and it's also good if you're using it in a lunchbox because it will keep the whole container cooler for longer. Tip number 6 is also about juice boxes. Did you know that the little tabs at each side provide little handles for your kids not to squeeze out all their juice everywhere? We use this constantly with Ella on holiday and it saved quite a few dresses. So my kids just don't understand that you have to hold them really softly. So if you pull out each corner, they can use it as a little handle until they drink some juice out of it, and then they can hold it properly when it is not so full. Tip number 7 is another great one, and we used this on holiday when I really burnt when I was younger. But did you know that aloe plants are one of the best ways to cure a burn? Sometimes when you go to some hotels, they'll actually just have aloe plants growing naturally, or if you walk down the street there might be some there. All you have to do is just take a little corner off, and the gel inside is pure aloe gel. Just stick it on your burns and let it dry in, and that way it will actually heal your burn much quicker than what any of your AFTERSUNs will. Believe me, this worked. I burned my entire arm when I was younger, and one day of using aloe gel and all the redness was out, so this is a really good hack. Hack number 8 is to use your nappy sacks to put in all your wet clothes from the beach. This is also a good hack for when you go swimming at home with the kids. Use your nappy sacks to put in all of those wet costumes, any of the sandals that you've been using at the beach, any of those things. Pop them in a nappy sack, tie it up and pop it in your changing bag, and it will keep the wet stuff away from the dry stuff. Hack number 9 is for using your nappies to keep your valuables in. If you fancy dipping your toes in the pool, if you're at the poolside or if you're at the beach, if you put things like your phone, your keys, some money inside a nappy and turn it over, you eliminate the chances of any pickpocketers going into your bag and stealing your stuff if they think it's a dirty nappy, so it is a very good deterrent. When we're on holiday and when it's sunny, I tend to dress the kids in a lot of light coloured clothing. That mixed with lollipops, fruit, spaghetti at dinner, there's always going to be a chance that those clothes are going to get stained. When you're on holiday, you don't have the same stain removal supplies as what you would have at home. So one of the best ways to actually take any of your stains out of the clothes is to wash them through thoroughly and then stick them outside in the sunshine. The natural sunlight bleaches up the stain and more often than not actually makes it disappear. Tip number 11 is for all of those who love a nice drink in the sunshine, and it is to take your lemon or your lime or any fruit that you normally pop into your drink, cut it up, put it on a plate and stick it in the freezer. This way you can use them to cool down your drink, but it's not going to dilute it with lots of water the way that ice would when it melts. At the end of it, your drink tastes nice and fresh of lemon or lime. I tend to use this in my gin and tonic when I'm at the poolside, and it's just such a great hack. We do this at home as well. It's not just a summer hack, but yeah, it's one of my favourite ones for obvious reasons. More often than not, we go on holiday to a villa, and when we're there we tend to have a washing machine, and it's a really good way for us to cut down the loads when we come home. But when you're sharing a villa with other people, it's also a really good idea to have a washing system going. So at home I've got a washing bag that has a light and a dark side for the laundry, but on holiday they don't always have that. So what we tend to do is get two big shopping bags, pop them beside each other and make one for lights and one for darks. And that way you don't have to have the hassle of separating all the washing while you're on holiday. You can just grab all the light load and stick it in and all the dark load and do the same. That means less time doing the washing and more time sunbathing. Hack number 13 is a tip that I have known for years and I always use it. But did you know that the ring pull on a can is actually there so that your straw doesn't float up to the top? It catches it so that the bubbles don't push your straw out of the can. Just turn down the ring pull, stick your straw in it, and it is going nowhere. And my last hack, guys, is hack number 14, and this is something that I just discovered when I was on holiday. But when I come out of the shower on holiday, the mirror is always so steamy, and the first thing I want to do is grab a towel to wipe it. But don't you notice when you do that, it just comes back and back again, so you're constantly wiping away the condensation. The best tip for this, and I did it every single night of the holiday, is to take your hairdryer and dry it off. Honestly, 2 seconds, it dries it, it stays dry, and it does not get all condensation again. You can save your towels, you can save your strands, and you can see what you're doing in the mirror. So guys, I hope you enjoyed watching my holiday hacks. If you did, then please let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up. And if you've got hacks of your own that I haven't mentioned, then please leave them below in the comments, because you guys have such good ideas. If you're not subscribed, I would love you to hit subscribe as well, because it's free and it means you'll stick around for more videos in the future. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!